In continuation to our long batteries, we are going to present you the other product, which is inverter. The battery is used for as a storage device, but when you store energy, you have to use it again as your electricity what you're getting from the government. We are presenting you the Do Power, which is inverter UPS range. It's a British brand made in India, so the quality standards are both the European as well as the highest Asian standards. Here I present to you the Do Power. The smallest range starts from 850 VA, and even our 850 VA has the DSP technology. So what is DSP? DSP technology is called digital signal processing. That's the latest and fastest technology available for any kind of UPSs, where the processing at least is 10 times higher from the conventional inverters what are available in the market. Now, unique features of Do Power is we are the one who are presenting you the smallest DSP based inverter UPS. In typically the Schneider, APC, Emerson or any other brands available from the Europe and Indian markets, they are producing MPPT based or DSP based inverters, minimum capacity of 5 kVA. Less than 5 kVA you will always find PWM or the microcontroller based. The basic reason for us to choose DSP is because DSP is the latest one and microcontroller is at least 15 years old technology. So we present to you the 850 VA DP850 as the smallest module, where your efficiency goes relatively at least 10 to 15% higher than the conventional inverters. What does the efficiency play a role? The efficiency makes sure that whatever the power you are using when you are charging the battery and whatever the power you are using when you are discharging the battery is utilized maximum. Another extreme feature what we are presenting is, you see the front access touch buttons. So there are 3 buttons. You can choose your controls from the front of the screen itself while you are looking at the screen. In the most of the conventional models you can find it, you have the access control switches are at the behind and the LCD screen in the front. So either you have to go back and choose something and then come and read again and then go back. This is very hectic and it's not reliable. You are choosing sometimes the different value because the value in the LCD takes time to refresh it. We remove this issue. We put it in the front. It looks really very reliable, ultra modern, state-of-the-art technology. It's giving you pure sine wave technology based on DSP. So even the power what you're going to get it from Do Power is going to be even pure than what you're getting from your government and grid supplies. So Do Power is basically a premium brand with highest efficiency in input and output, crossing about 90% plus. I'll take you to the next slide of the range what we are offering in the Do Power. The Do Power is working as inverter as well as UPS. So if we have single phase, single input and output facility, that means what you are getting for your home appliance is the same what you will get it in the output when you are using it with the battery. Our range is 850 VA, the smallest, 1000 VA, 1100, 1200 VA, 1750 and 2200 VA. We are always giving little higher from the market standards. These are some of the applications of Do Power. You can use it for your printer, you can use it for your computer, smart televisions, receivers, fax machine, telephone equipments and modems. All these applications are suitable for a UPS. UPS is uninterrupted power supply. So where the power is cut from the grid, you have maximum 5 to 10 milliseconds to switch over to any kind of alternative power or emergency power. If you take more than 10 milliseconds, all these applications, the front one applications are going to restart. So if your computer you are using it and computer restart, all your work which is not saved will be lost. If a printer is printing something and a power interruption has come, you lost the page or sequence what you were printing. In TV receivers, if you are not using the one, it will take time to reboot. 2 to 3 minutes you will lose your favorite match what was going on between Barcelona and Real Madrid, you will lose it. Fax machine, some important communication was coming through and the line was lost and you are never able to recover it. Telephone equipments, modems, you were downloading some urgent emails and some urgent pages were opening, your bank transactions were going on, they stop it. So these applications are really critical, where you can use this Do Power as a UPS, where the transfer time is less than 5 milliseconds. So before you put your eyes for this function, it will switch it up. This much how fast it is. This is UPS. We have inverter mode where the applications are not sensitive, but the voltage window is very large, like television, like air conditioning, like room heater, like refrigerator. You are not losing any critical data. But even for 50 millisecond the tube light is fluctuate, you don't care. So we have given the two models, UPS and inverter. That's where you can choose and click it. If you want to run any sensitive appliances, or if you just want to run the home appliances. So it can perfectly work with both the things simultaneously. We will take you to the next slide. This is a typical way how the inverter works. You are getting your power from the grid. From the grid it comes to your distribution boards. From distribution board the power comes to inverter. What the inverter do is it works as a dual function. When you are getting the power and your batteries are discharged, they are not fully charged, they are not filled with the power. The same time this will do one thing, it will charge the batteries here. When you have so one way it will do is it will bypass the energy to your all household appliances, and at the same time it will be charging. I'll show you the next step. This is normal operation. It's doing as of now charging the battery as well as you are consuming your electricity from the grid. The moment electricity cut, you see the red marks, you're not getting anything from the government. At that time it will take the power from batteries, but batteries are always on 12 volt. So these appliances are working on 220 volts, so there is difference in the voltage, and batteries are storing direct current, but all our appliances they are working on alternative currents. So how to convert the direct current into alternative current from 12 volt to 220 volt? That's where this device comes into handy. So this will convert the battery power and change into the power suitable for your household appliances, because if you connect all these appliances direct to battery, they are not going to work. Now what is the advantage of using do power? When you are charging the battery, you are consuming some power and some is going into wastage. So this wastage do power minimizes. It gives you maximum 90% efficiency. For example, you are spending $1 in charging the batteries, and out of $1 you are only actually using 80 cents. The 20 cents are going in wastage. In the cheaper Chinese inverters you are wasting as good as 40 cents in just the heat wastage and transfer wastage. The do power minimizes. You're spending $1, you make sure the do power will ensure that you will get at least 90 to 95 cents energy stored, and only 5 cents are wasted. So in this, when the power is cut, again when you're discharging the power from battery, the do power makes sure that you will get maximum output. For example, it's a 200 ampere battery, it will make sure you are getting at least 180 ampere out of it, minimum. Whereas the Chinese inverter, when they are using the cheaper technology, they are wasting a lot of energy. So they are not utilizing the battery perfectly. These are some of the salient features of do power inverter UPS. It has auto sense intelligent control. What does this feature do? It makes sure that it interacts with the battery. When it's interacting, that means it is checking the health of the battery, whether battery is in poor health condition due to the extra discharge regularly, or battery is in the good health condition. So it makes sure and it works as a doctor for the battery, and it gives the enough charging for the battery what is required. Not always high, not always low. Not always very less, not always very powerful. It will automatically check with battery. Battery maybe need 1 unit for charging, it will give 1 unit. Battery need 10 unit of charging, it will give 10 unit. It's always in the constant communication with the battery. Second thing, it's best in load carrying capability. What does it mean? It means if you have 1 kVA other inverters and 1 kVA of do power, you can run more load on the do power. For example, in 1 kVA in other capacity, you have 100 watt 10 lamps, but you can run only maybe 7 lamps, because the other inverters are not equipped with the high load carrying capability. In the do power, you can run about 8 to 9 lamps simultaneously. So you increase the capacity by 20% itself. Multi-touch LCD display, that means whatever is going on, your battery's health, your battery's voltage, your battery's capability, stamina, how much is the power remaining in the battery, how much is the power coming from the grid, how much you are consuming, what is the temperature of the battery, everything, all the information it will be showing here. So you can read and understand how your overall consumption is going on, whether are you saving from this inverter or not saving from this inverter. It gives you 100% pure, reliable, regulated power and enhance the life of equipment. The other old technologies, what they were doing is they were using the PWM technology, which was very old, where the equipment suffer in the long run. But this makes sure it gives even pure power than what you're getting from the grid, and always stable. Again, which we covered, the DSP is digital signal processing. It processes the signals 10 times faster than the regular inverters what they are using it, and ensure that efficiency is very high. Where other inverters are giving efficiency of 70%, we are ensuring to give efficiency as good as 90% also. The design is very new. Most of the inverters available in market are cassette players type, old VCD players type or DVD players type, and they look very ugly to put it into your house or anywhere else. You have to hide them. To hide them is really sometimes dangerous because it's good ventilation is required for inverter. What we have done is we have made it a new unique tower design, which is very beautiful and sleek, good looks to match your ultra modern houses. You don't have to hide the inverter and batteries. At the same time, you're not going into the dangers of with less ventilation and less heat for this reason. Front panel soft switches, like we spoke in the previous slide, you have all the control panels in front of you. So while you are looking at LCD, you know what you are choosing. Powerful battery charging. It is able to charge when you're facing the low voltage situations in many countries in Africa and Middle East. Sometimes the government supplies are unstable. They are giving you power, but it's coming very low voltage, like as good as 90 volt. Even this is able to charge the batteries at 90 volt, and even in good conditions 220 volt is charging as good as 15 ampere. So it's at least 50% extra faster charging from the conventional inverters what you're getting. Soft start technology, what does it mean? Even if you don't have any power and coming from the government, you have the power already stored in your battery, and you have to start the application directly from the battery mode. It can start. Other inverter will not start because they are not equipped with taking too much of power from the battery in the beginning. They will equip with only the technology that you were running on the grid and now you're changing it over. But do power, it can take the load initially from the soft start technology without the grid power. It can take immediately from the battery itself. The second best feature we spoke about is fast switch changeover time in the previous slide. When you are using a very sensitive products like your personal computers, your fax machine, your security camera, your DVR systems, you don't want systems to reboot and lose your control over the access or your real-time data. So it makes sure that it's suitable for your PC and also other home appliances running. On-site parameter selectable option, you can choose the batteries, what type of battery you want to choose. You are using a tubular battery, which are conventional water batteries, or you are using ultra modern long batteries, which are self sealed and maintenance free. You don't need to do any maintenance. So each battery will have their own voltage levels. You can choose it on-site parameters, whatever battery you connect with this. The next advanced feature, the best one, the electric equipments, they always have tendency to get faulty due to some government supply or something. The other systems, what they have difficulties, if the inverter face the problem and your engineer from your supplier is not able to come in 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, maybe you are staying in out of the city or somewhere else, it takes 24 hours to come for him. During that time, other inverters, they stop giving power. Even you will not be able to utilize your power which is coming from the government. But this comes with the automatic bypass switch. What does it do? It ensures even the system has a trouble, you can read the message of the trouble what is coming on the screen, and you can call your engineers that this is the problem I'm coming. Let's say he will take 24 hours, he will come next day, he will come up with the right solution to repair it. But during this 24 hours you will still be getting the power from the grid. It will not stop the power. So this is one of the really advanced feature.